Well, that's a good start off straight away. We actually got a bit of music from the game. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. As you can hear, I'm still not 100%, but I'm getting there. So far, everything does seem to be working. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see because I've effectively had to completely rebuild my stream. So let's see how we get on. I do kind of have plans today. As you will probably be able to see, new building has popped up. I'm going to be delving into some draconic engineering because, as you can see in the bottom left, I now have this little energy bar, if you like, and that's because I have shields. Again, I built some things while I was ill. When I could. So this is going to be my draconic and power building. Oh my god. Resubscription from Mattingham. Thank you very much. Not hearing any audio though from that. There should have been some audio with that. Like I said, I did rebuild the stream, so I know that there's probably going to be some issues that I'm going to have to sort out. But yeah, we've got no audio there. Okay, there should have been an alert noise with that. I will look at that after the stream. But yeah, so obviously we're going to be having Draconic probably on the lower floor. Maybe power up there on the second floor. We've added some new mods. We've done a general cleanup. All the food from Farmer's Delight should now be placeable. So that wasn't placeable, that wasn't placeable. But now all food should be placeable, making it a little bit more interesting. I did have a quick play with it just to make sure it was working. And obviously placing the food. Buntish. So yeah. Again, I do apologise if I cough on stream. I'll do my very best to mute my mic before that happens. Other than that, I'm going to have a look to see what anybody else has been doing, if anything. Obviously, as you can see, Mattingham has got rid of a lot of things around his base and has merged it all into a single building. Not lit well enough. As you can see, he's got a skelly baby archer in there. So he needs to think about lighting that up a bit better. But it'll get round to it. Like I said, it is a new building that is built. It should give him plenty of use in the future. I've never seen those simple lights before. I actually quite like them. Looks kind of industrial without being overly industrial. So that's Mattingham. He's obviously been doing some stuff. Look at getting through his roof. Let all the flies in. But also, yeah, as I was saying, thank you for the resubscription, Mattingham, a tier 2 subscription. Oh, Jesus Christ. And who else did we have? Manumar resubscribed with his Twitch Prime for a total of 19 months. Jesus. Over a year. Right. I don't know if...
Mattingham 83. I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
Okay, Tam Tam. Yes, Tam Tam's had a bit of an upgrade as well. She's now got a new voice. Hopefully you all heard that. Like I said, there's things that are working, there's things that aren't working. And unfortunately, yes, she's gone back to being a Brit. She originally was a Brit while I was trying a different voice pack. Ultimately, I didn't like it because there was basically, I think it had been overused. I think too many people were using it. And ultimately, that kind of made the decision to change it. So that is Tam Tam's new voice. And probably will be going forward. Tam Tam's AI functions are on. I warn you. I very much warn you. She is on. And as always, Tam Tam is a bitch. So just be careful if you at her, because she could be quite blunt, she could be quite rude as well. Again, things that we are working on. Yes, Tam Tam is no longer American. Right, so, like I said, I need to start working on Draconic. I think the first thing I'm actually going to have to do, though, I don't keep here. I really need to get that moved into here. I need to make some more flux points. Oh, no. She does have the power to ban people and time people out. To be fair, she's always had those functions. But she can now, to some degree, actively use them. More than anything, to try and deal with some of the bots that's been going round. Right, what do I need for flux? And is it a plug? Which one actually is that? Let's have a look at the one that I've got in the inventory. Them ones. It's a flux point. I'm going to need a block of redstone. I'm going to need a bunch of eye vendors, some obsidian. Okay. Eye vendors. Oh, I've already forgot. I'm still not with it, just the one. We want some obsidian. Hopefully my mic is loud enough. Again, it's a new mic. So hopefully it's not picking up too much background noise or anything like that. I think I have got it filtered correctly. But obviously if it is too quiet or anything like that, do let me know so I can adjust it. Block of redstone, which obviously I can grab for in here. Obviously you can see I'm moving around quite a bit faster. I am using the gemmed Project E gear as well. Because as you can see in the top left for my EMC, I am currently sitting at 22.79 quintillion units of EMC. So just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'll stop that. So one of them, that's got us the new power plug. I'm actually going to start using this. Shove that in there. What were you working on? Oh, it'll be the cobblestone, because obviously the cobblestone generator here is constantly making cobblestone and it's being dumped into here, so it's probably that that's causing the flash. At a moment though, I was thinking, what? Right, so obviously, as I was saying, this is what I've made. I've made the draconic Wyvern chest piece, I've made the Wyvern capacitor, did that all off of stream. So what I'm going to do is today I'm going to recreate it and actually put it in the building as a permanent basis. So obviously you'll get to see how it's all done and everything. But yes, it gives you, the Wyvern chest piece is fantastic. It gives you, as you can see in the bottom left, it gives you this shield, which I will take it off so I can show you. So that's the chest piece. Don't look much, as you can see the shield bit's gone from down here. It effectively gives you an extra bunch of armor, so that goes down before it takes down any of your armor on your gear. Obviously I've got the ring of repair, so anything that does get damaged it should deal with. It is a curio, or can be equipped as a curio, so you can put it in a chest slot. That capacitor is effectively my battery. It's not a bad battery, but I'm going to probably make the better batteries from power in the future to replace that. So that is effectively transferring power from there into there and charging it all back up. So it's like when it's night time next, I don't know what time of day it is at the moment. Where's the sun? Where is the sun? Who stole the sun? Right. Right, it's going down. So I'll show you it. So you get kind of an understanding of how the shield works. The reason that I've made the shield is because obviously at some point we're going to be fighting the dragon. And obviously you want as much protection as possible. There's a lot of flies around today. We'll just quickly wait for it to become nighttime. Other things that I did, actually I should point those out while I'm at it. I was having problems with getting the draconic ingots and things, so I did make a botany pot with draconium seeds. As you can see, I have actually got quite a bit now. Actually got quite a few seeds now as well, which I'm rather happy about. So that should deal with that problem. I did go into the end for a bit, made sure I avoided where the dragon spawns, because that is quite a special place, and obviously once you get close to the shrine type buildings you will get attacked there, and also it'll cause the spawn of the dragon. Come on. Right, as you can see, bottom left, down here, I've currently got a total shield capacity of 145. This is inside that module piece. So I have the shield module, I have the large shield capacity module, and I have the shield recovery module. That gives you control so you can actually switch shield on and off. That actually gives you your actual capacity of your shield, which is obviously the 145. The shield recovery module, so when you get attacked, your shield will take damage, you'll get a red bar that will appear. That red bar will slowly start to go down, and that kind of dictates how quickly it starts doing the recovery phase. All of these are just energy capacity for it. So, if I go down here, you'll see this guy, he'll come and bop me. And as you can see, there's a funny like ping ping noise going on. That's him actually hitting my character's shield. So I'm not taking any damage whatsoever. The shield is taking the damage. And while you're effectively being combated, you can see the little red bar underneath the shield capacity. That is resetting. It won't recharge until that red bar has been completely gone. So you need to wait till you're out of combat. That's him dead. As you can see, red bar's going down. When it gets to effectively 0, my shield will regenerate. That's, of course, so long as I don't get attacked again. These mobs are acting a bit weird. Might have to have a look at them. Something not quite right there. Even the sky is doing a bit weirdness. We shall have to keep our eyes on that. So as you can see, the red bar went completely. My shield restored straight back up to the maximum. Again, when you fight in the dragon, it's like a ton of bricks. Hence the reason that the shield will protect you from things like creepers exploding. You know, obviously it won't protect you from things like being warped. I hope it didn't put any baddies in there. No, it didn't. It just scattered them. Probably sent them all to Nottingham. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at these mobs. I don't know why they are walking in such a very strange way. They weren't doing this before. So like I said, I'll have to have a look at that and try and work out what is actually happening there. Well, my ping's not massively high. Magnum's is a bit higher than would have been normally. But even so, that really shouldn't be affecting this. But anyway, like I said, that's something that I will look at in the future. I'm not that fussed about it right now. Everything is pretty much working. So like I said, I'm going to be working on Draconic today. I've explained the shield, so you know what it does. You know its purpose. Can't add those. A bunch of new things can now also be added to the transmutation tablet. So a perfect example is the Draconic gear. All of it can now be added to the tablet. There is a few things for balance that I've made sure are not made available, but overall most things are. Like I was saying, all of the bog standard food from Farmer's Delight is now placeable, so you know that's kind of quite good. So these were the original things that could be placed. Obviously I'm not sure what that is. Mixed salad wasn't placeable, is now, as is the bacon and eggs, and basically all the food can now be placed. Put a fridge in here because I was finding that, you know, obviously not having any meat products, well, hey, were something seriously lacking. So little things that I've added there. Like I said, I did add power to the mod pack. So that's in there, as is, let me get this right. Is it called Project Red still? I'm not sure if it is still called Project Red. What's it called now? Oh, it's still called Project Red. So Project Red, I've added some of the cabling things in it to give us some more options for controlling stuff. More than anything, it did kind of annoy me when I was making the graveyard setup that, not in the church anyway, that it was kind of a bit difficult to set up the redstone, things like that, and I did it as a wireless thing. I probably will change that at some point to something that is using the Project Red cables, just to make things easier. Because it might be as simple as then sticking a redstone torch on a wall and it'll open up the entranceway. But again, it gives a couple more options. But anyway, as I thought, Mattingham is on the server. Jesus Christ, Mattingham, your ping's going high. It's 3 milliseconds. That's the highest I've seen in a long time. Don't know what new things he's done in his building. He's currently underground. Put some roses at the side of his house. Having a quick look, see if I can see anything immediately that I think, oh, he's added new. No, I'm not seeing anything new. Rude. Probably having a play about with some of the new bits from that you can shove in the tablet. Right, so that can go away. Those two can't. Right, so let's get this XP dumped anyway, and we'll start working on Draconic Evolution. Probably aren't going to make the massive energy cube, because literally if I make that, well, say cube, energy sphere, obviously if I do that it'll take up pretty much 99% of the base, because it is huge. So, Draconic. First things first, with Draconic, you are obviously looking for Draconium ore. You can find that in the overworld. It is quite rare. You can find it, obviously, in the Nether. Again, it is quite rare. Majority of the time, you're going to get it from the end. And you'll get it from something that looks kind of like a comet. Let's go. Not to the Nether. Let's try that again. I am obsessed with... The Ender Dragon is up. Somebody summon the Ender Dragon. Oh, somebody summoned the Ender Dragon. Well, good luck to you. Not my problem. Right, so here you can normally find it. Why didn't it save the map? Because I had to reinstall. So normally you'll find it in the end. Your best bet is not engage the Ender Dragon, run away from it, and literally pick a direction and keep going until you find land. Which sometimes it can take a while, but normally there is a ring of land around the initial spawn area, which, as you can see, it's normally is some distance out. But obviously you've just got to find it. I'm going to keep my eye on the server though, because I want to know why there seems to be some weirdness going on there. So as you can see, I am still moving. The coordinates are changing in the top right under the map. We will see land eventually. You do normally have to go a reasonable distance out from the starter island. But I assure you there is land, and it is a ring that goes all the way around it. Yes, I was very confused there for a second. I was like, where's my map markers gone? And of course all my map markers have gone because, like I said, I did have to completely do a reinstall. Right, land! Finally! That didn't sound very healthy. So obviously you're going to find all sorts of weird ass structures and things out here. Some good, some majority bad. This looks like it's potentially one of the structures put in by Ars Magic. Ars Nouveau, not Ars Magica, that's the actual game. But the sort of thing that you're looking for is when you're running around out here is you are kind of looking for something that looks like a comet in the sky, that looks frozen in place. That is where you're going to find the majority of your draconium in the end. So you go out, you get some of it, you shove it in your tablet, and then I highly advise you pull the majority of it from there. You will find it quite often on the ground here, as you can see, Draconic Evolution, or you will find it more prevalent in the end. And when I say more prevalent is you'll normally find it everywhere. You won't find it in very many places near the initial spawn, but once you get on these outer ring bits, as you can see, I'm finding it everywhere. I don't think it's generated any of the more interesting structures as yet, but it might not do. But as you can see, this is kind of where you would go to get your ore. Right, let's get myself back. You know, I'm not going to run all the way back. So we'll just zap myself back to spawn with roll board. Obey the rules. Right, this is back to the Cobble Kingdom. So, right, Draconic. As I was saying, everything starts off with VR. I have set up the system here, so if I do any digital mining, it will get pulled in, it will get enriched, it will get smelted, so it'll all get ore doubled. Because, you know, why not? So, first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to start making some of these fusion and crafting injectors, because these are the things that you use for making most of these things here. So, for example, the wooden chest piece that I've got, as you can see, you need to use fusion crafters, which obviously it tells you that you need to put so many things in it. The more advanced it is, it's also outlined in purple and says tier within. So you know the bog standard ones, fusion crafters, is not good enough. You have to upgrade those. And again, just to prove that I did make all the things, I have actually got all the bits that I made in here off stream that I then shoved in there, because like I said, I'm going to make it on stream, so you know how to do it yourself. So what I would say is you're going to be starting off with this fusion crafting core. That is the one thing that you need to start off with straight away. So as you can see, we need one of these draconium cores, which is gold and draconium ingots and diamonds. So we know that's the way it's going to be. So grab some gold, grab some draconium ingots, and grab some diamonds. Right, first things first, let's make one of these draconium cores. Very easy. There we go, we've got the core. Obviously, I would say put it into your transmutation table so you can pull them out as you need them. Which, as you can see, I already have done. They are quite expensive on the AMC value because, again, when you start draconium, draconium is kind of heading towards endgame stuff. So, you know that, oh my god, I'm so powerful gear. I noticed that Infernium Essence can be added to the transmutation table. Yes, it can. A lot of mystical agriculture stuff can be as well. Like I said, I wanted more things to be readily accessible from there. Yeah, I suppose, you know, it does make the game a bit easier and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you put the effort in to get the EMC, then ultimately I don't have a problem with it. Right, so as I was saying, we are making the fusion crafting core. So we need some blocks of lapis. We've already got the diamonds. Which, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've lost it again. We lost it a long time ago now. Yeah, I know. Right, 1 fusion core. Right, that does not need to be powered. So again, you find somewhere to put it. You need an area, which obviously I could build it in there. I just remembered, no, I actually made the building, the whole purpose for this building. So in here, obviously we do have an elevator in it to be able to get to the basement. Or whatever may be coming in the future in there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to plonk that down in the centre. Think of it a bit like mystical agriculture, where you have to put things down and then put all the things that's required around it. And now we need to make these things, the draconium fusion crafting injectors. Right, where are we? Over here. So what do we need for these? We need some sort of stone. Obviously it's showing all the different stones that are available. We can use bog standard stone in that, as we can see. We're going to need iron, which obviously that's where, if you haven't been farming iron and things like that, it gets a little bit more on the expensive side. So obviously, because we've now made one of those cores for the first time, I don't have any qualms whipping them out of here. So, another core. And we need stone. So what? 5 stone. And then we need a block of iron. It was iron, weren't it? Yeah. That moment when you look at it and you think, is that still the same texture for it? Or did I change it? And then again, 1 core crafted. 1 core crafted. 1 fusion block, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm going to plan for the future. Obviously, I have to put them in there. And you're going to want 12 of them. And we're going to put them in place. Just so you know, the layout. I probably at some point want to make some sort of access to the refined storage, I think, in the future. I'm not sure how much space is required around these. I can't remember. I'm not sure whether it's 2 in between or just the 1. I got that sneaky feeling that it might be actually more than that. But it needs the 2. But we'll try it at the 1 and see what happens. It'll either not work. Yeah, too close. As I kind of feared. So I'm going to stick them on the back wall then. Again, Draconic is pretty good at telling you when you've got things wrong. So no error problems, so we know that it has to have a minimum of a 2 gap in it. We have got to get power into here. I could feed it from underneath. I'm kind of thinking that's the way I am going to go. I know it's Illuminator, isn't it? Is it Illuminator? Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to make some illumination. And that should have given me enough light levels. Obviously, you can press F7 and that's enabled the light overlay. As you can see, there's not enough light in this bit here. And as you can see, that's all disappeared. You can see there's an area over here where it's not lit enough. That's where there's a chance of monster spawning. But obviously in my base, I do have the mega torch down. So that's how you get your overlays to show. That will show obviously what the light level's in. Anything that's in the marked yellow, there's a chance of mob spawning. And it will show it literally for wherever in the world. Switch that back off, because like I said, in the base it is completely safe. Oh, I've got automatic slow fall with this gem geared armor. So power. I'm going to take out and feed from underneath, I think. Right, the other thing to be aware of, Draconic takes an absolute crap ton of energy. And when I say it takes an absolute crap ton of energy, when you first initially start out, it takes a couple of million. When you start making the really powerful gear, it takes ridiculous sums of energy, to the extent that it's almost eye-watering. So, obviously we've got the ultimate universal cable, which we will be using. for powering it. And all I'm going to do, literally, is go around the outside edge. Right, so they are literally all connected. I have the flux point, which for now I will just shove that. We will actually connect it to the network. Obviously, I'm not going to connect it to the public node. That should have done it. I should also be getting wireless power as well. I'm going to bypass the surge limit because I want it to be, well, I'm going to bypass the surge and I'm going to actually bypass the limit. So it will transfer power a lot higher than that. This conduit will hold 104 million forge energy, but I can tell you when it's draining it, it will take that really quite quickly. So that's technically, that is actually all ready to go. But it isn't, because we're going to actually just upgrade it straight away over to the within stuff, which obviously is these, because we want the next tier fusion crafting injectors. Now, as you can see, you need 8 in place. So we've got 3 there, we've got 6 there, got 9 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these ones off. And as you can see, you can tell by the border, sorry, the text there, that it just says you need the bog standard draconic ones. And it tells you that in the middle, it says put in your fusion crafting injector, which obviously is these things that we made and then pulled out. Don't know if it'll take a full stack. We'll shove one in. Right, as you can see, it's saying no valid recipe. The reason it's saying no valid recipe, there's nothing on these things here. So from here, we know that we need some, well, we need a block of draconic, we need diamonds, which we need 4 of, which again, you do actually have to put them down separately. You cannot put them in as a stack. And all it is a case of is equipping them and right clicking, and it will add them. Click on that and it'll still tell you no valid recipe. Just so you know, we want some 2 cores, which again, and again, you need to put them individually. And then we need a block of draconic. Hence the reason why I was saying, you know, if you get some draconic ore, get it into the tablet as soon as possible, because again, it uses a lot of draconic, and that either means a lot of visits to the end or a lot of mining in the real world, which obviously ain't that much fun. Right, and the other thing that we need to make is we need to make a Wyvern core. So Wyvern core, nether stars. Again, if you need nether stars, I do have a setup for it, which we might actually do just for the pure shits and giggles. You know, it's one of the first things that I set up pretty early on in the game, is this place here with the mystical agriculture witherproof blocks. So what you do is you come in here, you spawn a wither, you kill third wither and get a nether star. Did I leave a chest outside? I can't remember if I did. Yes, I did. So this chest outside, obviously you're going to need 3 skulls. soul sand. So again, get your soul sand, put it in place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. With the skulls, do not click on the wall, click on the soul sand. And as you can see, it's starting to generate it. I advise you get out of there while it generates it. If you look at the top of the screen, you can see there's a fuel bar that's filling that's saying that the wither's being generated. You'll know when it generates, you'll hear a boom. Like so. And if you're in that area, you take a shit ton of damage. And then it literally kill the wither. Again, if you're not geared for it, you're going to know about it. One dead wither. You're guaranteed another star. You might get a withering soul. You normally get some bags of some sort, and you normally get some essence. So again, kind of worth it. Again, soul sand and the wither skulls we've got being produced in the mystical agriculture building, so we never run out of those, which is fantastic. Right, actually I'm going to open those bags just to get them out of the way. Ender pearl, awakened supremium ingot. As you can see, that has no EMC value, so I have tried to maintain some balance for certain things. Right, so as I was saying, making the Wyvern core, we're going to need some more draconic cores, which again, because we've put them in the tablet. And again, make the Wyvern core like so. And again, shove it into the transmutation tablet so it learns it. As you can see, I've already learned it, so now I don't feel any real worry about dragging them out there in the future. And then you get to do the funky bit. So, block and that. Right. As you can see, the fusion craft core, it now says it's ready to craft. It shows what it is, it shows what it'll be turned into, and then you have the craft button. Click it, move away, and watch. And you'll see it's currently charging. It's doing its thing. And there you go. As you can see, it has now made the Wyvern crafting injector, which, like the other ones, all you do is put it on there, and it's got power. Actually, I'm not going to put it there. I'm going to put it there. And again, you can just use it as normal. You can then take one of these away. Obviously, once you've made one, you shove that into your crafting table. Into your EMC tablet. Because obviously I have made these. So again, I'm going to just replace them. But that was so you get an example of what you get. Grab a load because I can afford it. And the whole reason why you upgrade them is it unlocks the Wyvern tier stuff. I've only gone as far as Wyvern tier at the moment. Obviously, as you can see, there is other things associated with it. There is the energy controller, which as you can see is there. You've got the capacitor curio, which again we've got bits there. So obviously we probably will do that. We might even make matting on a set, just so he can have shields. I don't think it protects you from suffocating though, matting, and that is the only thing that I will say. So that is something to be aware of. Oh, that's my alert. Say 10 minutes before break. Right, so with an energy controller, we're going to make the chest piece. But I'm just going to dump this XP because it's offending me. I'm not going to make you the capacitor though. You know, I'll make you the chest piece. So first thing that we're going to need, you know, it's up to you then to learn about power and such. So chest piece. How does that look? Like that? Yeah. Just made a draconium code. A code? What do you mean? What do you mean? Tell me. I need to know. Put those bits in there. That thing goes there. Oh, it gets us all. So, as you can see, the great thing about the chest piece is, yes, it is enchantable, but the only thing that I would say is you have to be wearing it in your chest place for those enchants to work. So, I don't know whether it's a bug with curios or what, but you used to be able to have things that are enchanted in curios and it would apply to your character. The gem armor cannot be enchanted, so I have lost my reach ability, which is a little bit annoying. But you know, easy come, easy go. Having the, you know, some of the best armor in the game and shields to me was much more important. Right, so anyway, so we need the diamond chest piece. That's going in the middle. We also need to make one of these energy controllers, which again, I've not made one on stream, so I'm going to make one. As you can see, it is very, very simple. Like I said, it is very, very, very heavy in draconic stuff. Did it say blocks? Oh, my memory is terrible at the moment. You have to excuse me. Yeah. I'm going to grab another core out of here. And so far, I think I've managed to catch every time when I'm about to cough on stream. So, one of those. So as you can see, with an energy controller, you see it's got the EMC value in a tick. So I would obviously be shoving it in there if it didn't have the tick in it. But as we have got it, so the next thing we'll need is we're going to need some of these energy relays. Now, I did make these before. It depends on whether you're here or not for the stream, because that is what is powering everything down here. Whether that stays or not, I'm still undecided. It was a simple way of doing it without having to run an absolute crap ton of cables, and also making sure they had access to all the different locations on the machines and such. So that might, like I said, change again in the future. I don't know as yet. I haven't fully decided because, again, all this crafting area, as you can see, is still very unfinished. So we'll have to see on that. and a fusion crafting car. Well, it's all going to be useful because how you need to look at it is if I make you the chest piece, you're going to have to make the battery capacitor, that one, so that it keeps its charge. Because literally, if you are just relying on it without the capacitor, oh my god, is it painful, because it will literally eat through power. That is the only drawback with it, is it does use a hell of a lot of power when it's charging it up. So, basic energy relays. Again, energy controller surrounded by diamond will give you 4 of the relays. We have made them before, so we're just going to grab them out of here. I think it said we needed 2. So 2 relays. We've got the core. No, we haven't got the core. Again, you need to make sure that, you know, you've got plenty of energy for this if you're doing it this way in your tablet. Otherwise, you know, you will wipe yourself out quickly. And 2 draconic ingots. So again, can't put them together. So back over to the new draconic level building. I'm going to have to think of a name for this building because currently I do not have a clue what I'm going to call it. So 1 ingot, 2 ingot, and a core. What else would it need? Energy controller and 2 of the crystally things. So stick a crystally thing there, 1 there, 1 there. If we stick the diamond chest piece in, as you can see, ready to craft. Hit craft, you could stand here and you can see it charging. You might take damage, I don't know. I haven't played about with that side of it to do as a test. And again, it is just waiting for it. But again, this is using quite a lot of power. And it uses a lot of power for the initial craft, and then it actually uses... I'm not sure, I think it uses some power when it's actually doing the craft as well. Obviously, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Right, and as you can see, we've made him the chest piece. But that chest piece will not do anything without having modules in it. So, as you can see, that one, no modules. My one, modules. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to effectively make him the same things as I've got there. Which again, I don't think these are just made at a crafting table from memory. Yeah. But as you can see, it takes netherite. How am I actually doing for netherite? I've got some. That has actually got me wondering now. So we could agricraft it. Can we mystical it? Recipe is probably quickest way. Ancient debris, can we get that? Oh, we can get it from occultism, apparently. I'm looking at ways to get netherite. Oh. Right, so there is netherite seed. I have either, again, all the seeds from Mystical can also be shoved into the EMC tablet as well now. That was one of the other changes that I made. Because again, waiting for getting seeds to be duplicated and things like that can be a bit of a chore, especially with the more rarer seeds. So let's have a look. do we actually have any netherite being grown? I'm getting, I suspect, no. No, it doesn't look like it at all. This should all be woods, which it is. And that should be all just the different fruit trees. I will do a double check downstairs. Netherite. Yeah, I've got that very strong feeling that it's going to be... Oh no, I've got netherite. Oh, that's handy. So, uses. Now the next question is, can we actually do anything to get the scraps? Because it's actually the scraps that we need. Apparently hoglins, there's a chance of getting netherite. Obviously the enrichment chamber. Don't think there is an obvious way to be able to get the scrap. The slither. Ah, netherreed seeds. So we could agricraft it. Right, well, agricraft's going to be a completely other different stream. I'm actually just going to shove these into storage for now, and we'll use the ones that we've got. Obviously, on the hour every hour, I do take a couple of minutes break. I am going to go get myself a drink. Like I said, I am doing a pretty good job at muting things when I'm having a coughing fit. Like I said, I am still nowhere near 100% better. I am still getting there. Again, that's probably why I'm only going to do 2 streams this week, so I'm not overdoing it. So it'll be this stream and it'll probably be Friday's stream. But anyway, we'll talk about that when I'm back. Like I was saying, this is where I do run 3 minutes of adverts, disable pre-roll here on Twitch. So as always, if you get adverts, which are not guaranteed, it's down to region availability, go stretch your legs, get yourself a drink. If you don't get adverts, sit back and enjoy the music. I'll be right back.
Your belief is nothing. Your belief is not gonna be alright. Your belief is nothing. Your belief is not gonna.
Right, and we're back. Sorry it took so long, but obviously making a hot drink. Did find out why it wasn't playing audio as well. So that is something to fix after the stream. Right, anyway, where was we? We were making the new slots. Yeah, like I said, it's not playing the audio for things like that at the moment. I found what the problem is, but I'm going to fix that after stream. So, yeah, thank you for the blue screen of death. Obviously, for anybody that is watching that, it does play across all my screens. So I don't see a damn thing. All I see is blue screen of death. But yeah, that will be fixed after stream. But I found what the problem was. It's one of those things where I saw it, and as soon as it did it, I thought it was either two things, and when I had a look in the break, it was like, yeah, that's it. But it's not a simple, oh, I can just flick a switch and it's done. So, again, like I said, that's something I'm going to have to do after stream. Right. I was making... Oh, I wanted netherite, didn't I? So, back to Draconic. What's it called again? Got already. Wyvern. Right, so as I said, we're going to be making some of the modules and things for it. So, first things first, controller module. Gonna have to make a particle generator. Oh, I haven't got a dragon art. Means killing dragon again. Shit. Oh, but I've got an EMC value for it, so maybe I won't. Yeah, you see, this is the whole reason why you have to go and kill the Ender Dragon. Because when you kill him, he drops a heart. And you need it for some of these crafting things. Hence the reason why I said, I will make some of these things for you, Mattingham. So, what was it that I was making? It's the controller bit. So, we're going to need one of these module cores, which again, we're going to need some redstone and iron this time. Which, let's just grab some of both. Again, I'll do the single initial craft, and then we'll start pulling from the top. So, where was it? Not that one. That one. So, module core. As you can see, there's a recipe. Craft it. Again, it's got an EMT value. One moment, I think I'm going to cough the lungs up. Right, we're back. We're going to need some more cores, which again, so as long as you make sure that you put them into there, it's the Wyvern core, so it's like the next tier core up from the Draconium cores. We're also going to need a particle generator, which 4 blocks of redstone, which I should have grabbed while I was over here. You're going to have had to have gone to the nether and fought some blazers to get the rods. Again, you could be using mystical agriculture to grow them by now. If not, why not? You know, I'm looking at you, Mattingham. Somebody needs to start working on their mystical agriculture. And of course, we're going to need another draconic core. So, into that, make the particle generator, like so. Yeah, you can give me the little side eyes. I don't care. And again, we've got everything that we need from there. One Wyvern shield control module. Now I'm going to put that straight into the gear, like so. And then the next thing that we're going to make, like mine, is we're going to make the large shield capacity module. I think 145, it doesn't seem like much, but it gives you breathing room. That's how I would say look at it. So as you can see from this, we're going to need 4 draconic cores, and we're going to need these smaller shield modules. Again, this is where it gets expensive because you need netherite scrap. And of course, you can only get that in the nether. I believe you can. How many is it that I said I needed? 5. So we're going to need 10 netherite scrap. And as you can see, I literally have 34. Actually, I don't. I need 2. Because we're going to duplicate it. But you would need 10. We need 2 glowstone and we need another one of these control cores. Again, we've made sure that we shoved it into the tablet. We need 2 glowstone. Again, you get that in the nether. And then we want the little baby shield module. We've got everything that we need for it. Hey presto, we now have the shield capacity thing, which you would then shove in the tablet. And again, they all stack, which is fantastic. We now needed some of the bog standard draconic cores, which I believe we needed 4 of. That's Minecraft music kicking in. So large capacity, as you can see, we've got everything. Craft it, take it out. Again, you would shove it into the transmutation table. See, I have already done that, and that was me just crouching. And as you can see, it's now got the shield capacity. And if you hover over it, it says charge 0, 0, because it actually has no capacity for storing power. So it's got the controller, it's got the shield module. And now we need to think of recovering when you take damage to the shield, and we need to start thinking about actually putting power modules in it so you can power it. So as you can see on mine, I've just gone with 4. Normally 4 is enough to be able to run away from mobs or things like that, or if a creeper, when you're not expecting it, creeps up behind you and explodes. Obviously, if you like Mattingham, who quite often managed to get himself stuck in walls and things like that, not going to save you from that. Like with all modules and things like that, once you have made this and it's got all its things in it, do not put that device into the transmutation tablet. If you're going to put that into the transmutation tablet, you need to do it without any of the modules in it. Because if you put it in the transmutation tablet, yes, it'll let you then be able to pull out a withen chest piece, but all of these modules inside it will just be destroyed. So you'll end up with an empty chest piece. So obviously that is the whole reason why I'm saying as you're making it and you're going on, you are putting them into the transmutation tablet so that if for whatever reason you are unable to get a chest piece, or if you make a mistake, you can remake it. So we're now going to be making these shield recovery modules, which again, as you can see, netherite scrap, 2 of. Brain's just dropped out of gear. We're going to need another core. And I believe we actually have everything else that we need. I believe. Yep. So again, got the shield module. You'd obviously then put it into the transmutation tablet. This is where I find out I haven't, but I have. I'm going to have 4 of those. So again, And as you can see, as we take things out and put them back in, it does update over here. So as you can see, shield operation cost gives you a couple of points, not massive amount. Shield recharge, it's currently 3. Right, it's at 4. It does add a little bit of capacity to it, not a load. Shield cooldown, 20 seconds. I don't think that makes any difference changing it whatsoever. So like mine, we are now just going to make energy modules. Not that one. So that one. Now you see this requires the previous tier energy module as well, which iron, bunch of redstone and cores. So again, grab the core out. We need 6 blocks of redstone. And again, we just may as well go through it through here. And that has got us our basic energy module. Again, shove it into the tablet. So we'll grab 2 of those because again, this is purely an example. We do know we need a core for it. It is the bog standard blue core, or the draconic core. And I do believe we've got everything to be able to make this one now, like so. And as you can see, with an energy module. So again, craft it, put it into the transmutation tablet. I'm just going to grab a load out. And again, we are now just going to fill up all these spaces that are left over with the modules. And as you can see, it is actually charging it because I'm carrying it. It is taking from my base of power. I think we've lost Mattingham. Probably normally means he's had to go at this time. You just never know. So that is his chest piece made. I will be able to shove it in his base. When you equip it, it starts off with no power in it whatsoever. So obviously, well, I'll rephrase that. When you equip it, it starts with no shield power in it, and it'll start then taking out of the power reserve that's in it, which as you can see, it does have a value. So I'll take mine off as an example. So, and I'll take my chest piece off. So as you can see, no bar down here showing the power or anything. As soon as I equip it, you can see it's drawing from the power. Because it's in my base, it is actually oh, will you fuck off, yellow mold? Thought I'd actually dealt with these ones. Ah. Well, so much for Twitch blocking those ones. Just bear with me a second while I just send them to Reportville. Right, that's that one done. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, it does recharge the main power for it because we're in my base. Obviously, if you take it off, you see it loses the energy value again. Now, if I move away from my base, you'll see what I mean when I say it actually does eat power. So I am going to be completely out of range of my wireless power for my base. And this is why you need to have a reasonably hefty power supply. So, just a quick take. As you can see, it is draining the power. Except I've got a battery on me. So, it's going to use that. God damn you! But anyway, as you can see, it does take a while to recharge it. So once you've lost all your power in your shield, be that through combat or whatever, you are going to feel it if you're not careful. Now, I tend to say use the shield as like a stopgap, as a almost filler to be able to escape or to be able to get the health down on a mob, on a boss mob, or something like that initially. Obviously, I'm not going to keep wearing that because it's not mine. I'm going to be giving that to Mattingham. You see, even my own, it's recharging. Obviously, I do have this wireless power thing so that I can just charge up everything if need be. Obviously, this is the public wireless one. The main power, I do have other through the Flux networks to provide wireless power to, so that anybody that's on my actual proper main power for my base does have, if I give them access, they can have the full amount of it. All right. As you can see, that's now fully charged again. That's what we're going to be giving Matt again. I will get rid of this cobble because it is not needed. I'm going to stick these resources all back in here, which again should have just auto dumped it all into that. And we're just going to offload a couple of bits here. Again, this is sort of my random storage and things. And that's the chest piece made for Mattingham to wear. By default, I do actually have it, you know, show the visible, you know, you can switch it on. Excuse you, horse. Rude. One of the interesting things is when you have the shield activated, you get that kind of like weird pulse on you. It also makes you invisible. I'm going to turn it off for that, you know. Because we want to be able to see him. Where is he? Where is he? Right. There you go. I just pick it back up. Yeah, I did. What was my magnet button on this? Not that one. Oh my god, what did I change it to? That one. Now, you can replace it as a chest piece bit. It will probably be a hell of a lot better than that. Let me have a look. What is it? Bog standard armor. Don't know. Obviously, you can put it in a curio slot. It will only go in the chest piece slot there. That is the only thing to be aware of. The button for making it visible or not does not work for some reason in curios. So I don't know why that is, because it does work for your backpack. It just will not work for the within chest piece. And you get that funky purple glowiness about, yeah, on the front. And now, in theory, you shouldn't die so easy. You can still die by suffocation, but I'm not 100% sure whether it does it, if it still drains your shield for it or not. But you know, I kind of get the feeling it will do. The only way to really test it would be, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just grab some sand. Right, this is for science. Stand up against it. Come on, stand right up against it and then face the camera. Why am I picking it up? It's insta-breaking. We never did that before, did we? Right. Probably because this is a path. Stand on this side. So there's a proper block underneath you rather than a path block. Yeah, that is draining your shield, I can hear it. So that would, in theory, give you enough time to be able to dig your way out if you accidentally get yourself in that situation again. So, I think it'll even protect you from lava to some extent. So again, you kind of have to be a little bit careful with it. But overall, you should be safe. Like I said, it does use quite a lot of power. So I would highly suggest, if you were following on the stream, is start making yourself one of the draconic infusion things, like so. You know, as I showed you on stream. Obviously you can watch this on YouTube from 8 PM tomorrow, so if you need to pause it and things like that and re-watch it, how it's all put together, and then you need to look at making this Wyvern capacitor, which again, it shows you what you need: Wyvern core, capacitor, everything like that. If you need to use the what do we call it, the wither spawner, let me know. Or alternatively, you could always make your own wither spawner. You know, I'm more than happy to help you out with some of the components and things like that, and then you can fight your very first wither, and that'll be fun to watch. My God, what is it we all use, guys? Go away. And the great thing is you get shot by an arrow. Come on, shoot me. There's no knockback because your shield absorbs it. Again, that's one of the other benefits to the draconic chest piece, is the shield. Effectively, you have 0 knockback now. So no mob can come and run along, shoot you with an arrow, knock you out of range, say if you had a bow and arrow and you was trying to kill it. So again, it's one of the little things that I quite like about it. Matting them here somewhere. Up on the roof. Oh, is this your power? I see, you've been doing it all by solar. I'm going to say, there's no reason why not. Yeah, only thing that I would say is you're probably going to need to upgrade these cables at some point to the next tier cable, because I think, what do they actually produce? Yeah, 2 million FE a tick. What is the basic cable transfer rate? Oh, I've not bound the key. Controls, keybind. I can't do it via that. Okay, let's find it. Mechanism. Auto fish. Draconic. Use villagers. These are actually alphabetical, isn't it? Mechanism. Show detail. Let's just add shift to it. Yeah, I know it's already bound. It shouldn't make any difference. So basic. So maybe it is only 3.2 K forge energy. So you see there's going to be a bit of lag on it trying to transfer power once you start gobbling up all the power that you use. That's the only thing that I'm thinking. And again, you know, if you're wanting to do the next tier, that means making infused ally. And infused ally, it shows redstone dust and iron will get you an infused ally in a metallurgic infuser, which a bog standard metallic infuser. Very simple recipe, does require power. Osmium, 2 furnaces, 4 bits of iron, 2 redstones. Ah, you see, he's, you know, he's working towards it. One of the things that I quite like about Magnum is he's not up to actually having a go with it. Never actually had a proper look around this place since he updated it. Ooh, underground. Well, you know, come on, Magnum, it is right. You know, if it's pointed out to you on, you know, how you can do it, and you know, you will actually go away and do it. You know, there's some people that you tell and they're kind of like, they expect you to do it all for you. Oh, so have you routed your power from the base above into this one? Just being nosy now. Oh, so that's where you routed it from. I see, I see. The only thing that I would say is long term, you probably want all your power in one area, and then you start using the good old flux plugs. Do it that way. So you have one of these connected to your battery array, and then everything that needs power, you give it a flux point. Oh, we've got another one. So yeah, flux points really, really good. God, that is so weird having that band going off without the bonk noise. I did notice that you made the flag facing the other way as well. It was one of those things which I was like, I wonder how he's going to do it, whether he's just going to do it, you know, literally back to back onto it or not. But I actually quite like that you've kind of given a gap in between. You know, that's just me though, but you know, I like that you did it. Again, it's one of those little things that, you know, it's a nice little touch. But yeah, Flux Plugs is your future. So literally you have a innie and an outie, that's how you think of it. And then you have as many outies as possible, and you only need one innie if you like. But Flux, you need redstone. That's probably where you're going to have the problem with. Because making flux dust, you have to put redstone. Well, you've got to go down to bedrock. You've then got to put a block of obsidian above it. You then put the redstone underneath it. So you just throw it underneath. Well, I can show you because I need to make some more actually. So if you follow me, I'll show you. Just grab some redstone and a piece of obsidian. No, I don't want all of that. I just want a piece of obsidian. We'll get rid of those bits there. So you're going to need to turn your magnet off. And we're going to have to go into my mine all the way down to the bottom. Just wait for Mattingham to arrive. So this was the mine that I created when I first started playing to get the resources to make the digital miner. Right, is your magnet off? Mine is. So what you do is you get some redstone dust. I always recommend making sure it's a full stack of 64. You throw it so it's underneath it. You just picked it up. Are you sure your magnet's off? Right. You got magnetism or something like that on? Right, my magnet is off. I'm telling Mattingham to do it and then I don't switch my own off. So the redstone, you make sure it's underneath. Wasn't very well done. And you can see it's got to be on bedrock. You have a piece of obsidian above it. You left click it. It goes boom. And it makes you the flux dust. Doesn't always destroy the obsidian. A good 99% of the time it does. And that gets you your flux dust. Your flux dust then, so if you were making the power outie, you're going to need redstone. You have to make these flux cores. Flux cores aren't difficult. It's the flux dust, 4 obsidian with an eye of ender. Eye of ender, again, very easy to make. Ender pearl with some blaze powder. Blaze powder you can get from blazers in the nether, or if you've got the seeds and you're growing the blaze powder, you know, again, you can do it that way. And you basically need a innie and an outie. You connect the Well, I can show you on the main power plant, actually. It's probably easier to show it. Just talk you through it. And I will have a good old sup of my tea in a moment. Again, I can feel my throat going a little bit. So, main power plant. Which batteries are all at capacity, so it ain't doing a massive amount at the moment. Leave that door open. And again, the main tank is literally full of ethylene as well. Right, so the white block, think of like your batteries that you've got at your base. So the red one that you can see there on the left is the power out of the network. So that is taking power from the big white block, the batteries, and making it available on there. I will now grab one of these flux points and I will show you literally just over here. You can see the difference in them. These are ever so slightly smaller. So this is the flux point. You would get any sort of machine that you might want. Say the digital miner. And you see it will connect to it. Obviously, you could put down cable, a bit like in here. In this room here, you could connect the cables to them. And that is providing power by taking power from this node here. So these nodes are absolutely fantastic. To create a network, it's dead easy. You hit the plus, you fill in all the information, and then you'll be able to select from the networks that are available. If they're locked, it means nobody has access to it. As you can see, this one here, this is my public power node that literally everybody has access to. I've limited it to 150k. So if you ever need power or anything like that, you can actually tap into my base's main power, and it's not going to affect me in any serious way or not. So if I just grab some cable. So what you would do, for example, for you, is in your base, you would put a bunch of cable and you'd attach all your machines to it. And that is literally transferring wireless power. So you would literally stick whatever machines that you're using onto the cable. So hence the reason it's like, you'll see my bases, I don't run cable all over my base because, you know, it's really ill-efficient. It's just not a good way to do it. So what you do is, if you've got a bunch of machines all running, you might put your machines down, put the power to it, find an end area or even the middle. It makes no real difference where you're going to stick the node, you know. And again, like many things, you can stick more nodes on it. Probably everything that's wrong. So, you know, you could go, oh well, I want it on there. And both those things providing power to it. But it's a way of getting power around your base, so you have like all your power gathering stuff in one area. So this building here produces the whole power for my base and anybody else that wants to tap into it. The power's actually made in here. It's then transferred via the cables up to this yellow flux plug here. The solar panels on the very roof of the building. If you get yourself in the corner here, you can see there's a cable that's coming down. Again, the solar panels on the roof of the building, it's coming literally all the way down, going into there, there is a outie, so one of these ones, set to the yellow network, so it takes from that underneath here, which I might actually be able to show you. There it is. So as you can see, that is going into the induction port on this battery. So it's taking all the power that I'm generating and transferring it into that big battery. Should be able to jump out now. And so effectively, if I put a bunch of these ones, which, you know, I've no intention to do, I like to have a centralized power thing, but if I wanted, all of these yellow innies are effectively I could, if I was making power generation somewhere else, if so long as I set it to yellow, it would connect into my big battery, and then I literally just tap the power from the big battery. Because as you can see, it's got 156.8, what is it? Giga? I'm not sure what well, it's giga and then it goes tera, I think. And literally, you can say, I've got unlimited power. Then you just wall it away and forget about it. I do kind of miss reach though, I must admit. And so, if you keep all your power together in one location as well, if you ever run into any problems, it's not like you've got to run around all your base then going, you know, what's broken? Why haven't I, you know, why is the power, I'm seeing power being generated, but why is it not going to one place? It's like you've got it set with lots of different batteries and things like that. You could make your own induction casing, or you could go the Draconic Evolution Energy Sphere. You could just make a bunch of the what are they called? You could just go for like a tree of energy cubes and things like that. So there's lots of different options. You know, obviously, like I said, we do have power now on the server. So that's another way of storing energy as well, even as a manual. But like I said, I will be doing some of this on stream at some point, because like I said, I want to be making these amazing batteries. Absolutely fantastic. You know, 2 billion forge energy in a little tiny battery, which, as you can see, the one that I'm currently using has currently got 63.9 million. Hence the reason why I'm going to be going over to Power's battery in the future. So, but like I said, that will be a different stream. But again, that kind of gives you some ideas. But I found that when I first started getting into power and things like that in some of these things, if you didn't have your power all in one central location, I found that I was spending a lot of time running around my base going, well, I'm producing power, but I can't see where it's going. Or I'm out of power, yet I've got power. So that's the reason why whenever I start the Cobble Kingdom, I get the walls up, I build the power station, or I build a very, very, very basic power station so that I'm generating some power, and then I build the digital miner so I never have to mine again, because I absolutely detest mining. You know, a game that's all about mining, and I detest it. So, yeah. And of course, once you've got unlimited power, you know, it is all being created by melons. You know, it is literally a melon powered. It doesn't take up a huge amount of real estate. It is literally 9 of the hopper botany pots, not even the maximum tier version that I am using to make power. And a quick run through of that, I don't know if I did it or not. I kind of think I get the feeling that I did this off stream. Is those melons upstairs transferred into here. This sawing mill then saws the melons into slices because you get a lot more back for that. Those slices are then shoved into that crushing machine, which turns it into biofuel. The seeds, any excess seeds, get shoved into this crushing machine. Obviously, there's no seeds at the moment. Then we have an electrolyte separator that is taking water, separating it into oxygen and hydrogen. Then water and the hydrogen and the biofuel is put in a pressurized reaction chamber and turned into ethylene. That ethylene is then pumped out, shoved in this great big massive storage capacity tank, which then is pumped out of there into gas burning generators, which is my primary power makers, which then is dumped into this cable, which is dumped into that node. Well, the great thing is you can actually use any sort of crops or things like that, Mattingham. But you kind of like get more bang for your buck because it's like melons get cut into more slices, and so they actually work out more efficient. It's like carrots do grow quicker, but as I'm using botany pots, it doesn't make that much of a difference. And you know, as I described, solar panels, the power is coming down from the roof and from these gas burners into that node, which I showed you a couple of seconds ago, which is going into the battery. So it's all pretty simple, he said. Do need some cable in there. But again, it's one of those things where once you've got some resources, you can start working on it. You know, you need quite a bit of redstone. You need quite a bit of steel. So you're going to need either, well, you're going to need a shit ton of iron, redstone. You're going to need some gold to start off with. You're going to need some diamond, not a lot, but you are going to need a little bit of diamond as well initially. Trying to think what else you need initially. But it's like I started off with the very low tier, because you see these have all maxed out to maximum tier, but initially I started with just the basic tier versions of these machines. I didn't make the sawmill because I had a botany pot growing my trees. So you start off with those and then literally you start to expand it. And as you can see, these are all my infusion ones. They make all the different alloys and things like that as I need them. So, you know, they're the different patterns for things that it knows how to make. I can go away and leave it. I've got this set up to automatically make steel, which is really, really handy. Don't think these are actually doing anything yet. Oh no, they are. That's for my sawmill. That was for setting up the refined storage. Obviously we've got the multi-block crafter there. I've got this using for, well, this setup for merging the Infernium stuff. Which obviously it's all being processed over here. And it's making, well, currently I've got it set making a ridiculous amount of insanium. And every now and again, it'll just go through what's there and it will process it, and you'll see it zip through all the different things until it gets to Insanium Chair again. So it's kind of, you know, once you get main power and once you are able to get ridiculous amounts of resources, the real building part of the game opens up for you. It doesn't feel like you're struggling so much. You know, when you have great ideas and you want to craft something or you want to make something, you can just do it. Plenty of stuff to do. Exactly. It suddenly opens up for you. You're not kind of left being in that situation where you're just building buildings. Then you can actually start crafting things and start experimenting with things. So it's like my digital miner, I have this ender chest here, and that ender chest is in the basement down here. And so when my digital miner, wherever I put it in the world or any dimension that's out there, is connected to this chest. So everything comes into this chest here. Then I've got an Exonet set up where it then tells it what to do with it. So here it's got all the different ores, tells it to extract it, tells it to insert it into an enriching factory, which then it tells to extract the different dust that's been made from those things, which then shoves it into this smelter, which then extracts the ingots, which then effectively shoves it into my network down here. And that's how it all ends up here. So anything that gets done by the digital miner, ultimately the resources end up here. Which I probably am going to have to use it again soon. Especially as I need to go and get some more glowstone. I've not got a lot of that. Oh god, I need to get that audio fixed. I can't believe you haven't said anything to Tam Tam. Yeah, I will make sure the audio is fixed for next stream. Like I said, I had ideas of what it possibly was. I know what it is. So with that, I think I'm actually going to leave it for there tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to do any other streams. Don't believe so. If you at her, she will respond. Yeah, I'm like I said, that's what I'm going to be calling it for tonight as well, because like I said, oh, she's thinking.
I'm Princess Tam Tam, Queen of the Universe, or something.
Oh, I need to fix that. So she will actually talk to you and respond now. But like I said, she is still very much in experimental mode with that in that regard. Okay, mate, and good night to you. And like I said, that's where I'm going to be leaving for tonight's stream. There isn't going to be any other streams until Friday, which I'm going to do a bog standard Star Trek Online stream. Like I said, I'm still not 100%. I'm only probably about 80%. I keep having a lot of coughing fits, and I don't want to overdo it. So we'll see how I am Friday, to see whether we're going to return back to the normal schedule. But other than that, take care, don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I will see you all again Friday. Take care now.